This is a quick introduction to the MC Color control surface. It's meant to get you up and running quickly, assuming you know some basics about using color. To start using the suite, turn on the main power switch, the computer, the broadcast monitor in the middle, and the control surface. Ideally, you should use the desk lamp and turn off the fluorescent overhead lights. Connect your drive and load your Final Cut project. If you already have a color project, skip this step and open that instead. Follow the instructions on ctkfilm.com, Resources, Final Cut Pro 7, Prep for Color, to make sure that your project is ready to send to color. Go to File, Send to, Color, and give the project a name. Color will open and load the new color project. The following is very important. Before you do any work, quit color. Locate the file on the internal hard drive and move it to your own disk. It'll be in the Documents folder under Color Documents. Once you've moved it, double-click on the file on your disk and Color will open. The monitor on your left is for video scopes. The monitor in the center is a calibrated broadcast monitor, which gives you an accurate representation of the color in your project. The monitor on the right contains the controls. In the Setup and Project Settings tabs, be sure you've told Color where to put render files on your external disk, not the internal, or you'll get a nasty surprise when you take your drive home. Also, check the output format in the Setup tab. It should be set according to the format of your project. In most cases, that'll be 1080p 23.98 8-bit YUV. Let's look at the layout of the control surface. There are 3 trackballs which control the color wheels for shadows, midtones, and highlights. Around each ball is a ring which controls the brightness values for shadow, midtone, and highlights. And to the right side, there's a transport control. If at any time you're more comfortable using the mouse and keyboard, you can still use those instead of the control surface, or use a mix of both. The playback controls are very easy to use. You can play forwards, stop, or backwards. The default setting is to loop playback on whichever clip you're on right now. If you want playback to continue normally, push F9 on the color board to toggle playback mode between looping and normal modes. If you forget what the F keys do, don't worry, there's a printed guide in the color suite. Their functions change depending on which tab of the interface you're in, such as the primary and secondary tabs, so be sure to look for the corresponding pages of the guide. These keys let you skip forward and back one shot at a time, just like pushing the up and down keys on the keyboard in Final Cut. Finally, there's one more way to navigate your project. By turning on F7, you can use the rightmost large wheel to scrub through your project. Remember to turn it off before trying to make an adjustment. Here's an example adjustment. Always start by adjusting the contrast and brightness first, as these alter how the color is represented. In this example, I'll start by dialing the shadows down with the shadow wheel until they hit true black. Then, push the highlights with the highlight wheel up until they hit true white. Next, I'll adjust the midtones to get the overall exposure where I want it to go. Then, use the color balls to adjust the highlights and midtones to get rid of any color cast. Be careful not to turn them too quickly or they won't work. Remember, watch the scopes while you do this. If you make a mistake and want to start an adjustment over again, you can reset the controls easily. Notice that there's reset buttons next to each control. The left button resets the color ball. The right button resets the contrast wheel. You can reset the entire grade too, by first pushing and releasing the Shift button in the lower left and then F9. Remember to turn off the Shift button when you're done. There's a row of knobs across the top of the board, each with an electronic display which shows its function. Some tabs, like the secondary tab, have more functions available, which you can get to with the page, left, and right buttons. When you touch one of these knobs, the display changes to show the current value of the adjustment. Turn the knob slowly to make fine adjustments. Turn it quickly to make big adjustments. To reset the value, push down on the knob. When you get an adjustment you like, you can copy and paste it on another clip. Color will remember up to 4 different grades. If you're used to using the MemBank menu, note that these are stored separately. Copying a grade copies all the settings on a clip, including primary in, secondary, and primary out settings. Push CG 1, 2, 3, or 4 to remember a grade. Then, with the playhead parked over the clip you want to paste onto, push PG 1, 2, 3, or 4. Be careful that you don't have anything else selected on the timeline, as selections always take precedence over the playhead. Those are the basics of using the MC Color control surface. It might feel a little awkward to use at first, but once you've had some experience using the board, you'll find it makes grading a lot faster, intuitive, and fun. If you have questions, refer to the printed F-key guide, the printed manual, or the color manual located in the Help menu. If you can't find an answer there, get in touch with me at www.ctkfilm.com.